Welcome to Lannon's Guides. In this video I will cover Gambit Prime and the Reckoning. There is a lot of misunderstanding in regards to this content because Bungie's explanations were extremely vague. To those of you that have never played the Reckoning or do not understand the concept of the link between Gambit Prime and Reckoning, allow me to explain. Bungie released a piece of content called Joker's Wild. In this DLC they added Gambit Prime and its counterpart the Reckoning. I won't delve into the lore or the story, just the fundamental gameplay rituals within. With Gambit Prime came 4 sets of gear, each with 3 tiers: Illicit, Outlawed and Notorious. Illicit is tier 1, Outlawed is tier 2, and Notorious is tier 3. There are 4 types of these pieces of gear: Collector, Reaper, Invader and Sentry. Each of those roles have 3 different tiers of gear. This gear is only obtainable in the Reckoning. Each piece of gear gives you a different buff, only usable in Gambit Prime. To unlock the Reckoning, for those who are new, go to the Drifter and pick up the quest item that is a flame coin. This requires you to complete any Gambit Prime bounty. Once this is done, you will unlock a weak synthesizer. This is where you slot your Gambit Prime synths. On your first time of playing the Reckoning, you will only have tier 1 unlocked, the green option. To unlock tier 2, the blue option, you have to complete a weekly bounty that he gives you. The first weekly bounty you complete gives you a synthesizer upgrade. This is how you unlock tier 2 and tier 2 armor. These bounties are also the source of the first helmets you would unlock in the Reckoning. However, once they are unlocked, it retroactively unlocks each other's role's helmet for the tier associated with it. So if you complete a Reaper bounty on week 1, you will get a tier 1 Reaper helmet. Once this is done, it will unlock the other role's tier 1 helmets in tier 1 of the Reckoning. I completed the Collector bounty, I received the Collector helmet. I have now unlocked the other tier 1 helmets as a random drop in tier 1 of the Reckoning. This is where the misinformation has been born. Bungie said in hotfix 2.2.0.1 that weekly Gambit Prime bounty completions now unlock helmet drops for all roles in lower tiers of Reckoning. So please note from this video that I haven't completed 2 Reaper weekly bounties to unlock the tier 1 helmet. I did 1.
I'm glad you brought that up, because Mr. Reynolds
Bungie
is a liar sometimes.
Oh boy.
It is rare for Bungie to be wrong, but this time they are. Now, the weekly bounties in question. When you complete a bounty, you will be rewarded a guaranteed helmet. You can only do 1 of these a week per tier, but you can do all of them in 1 week if you want. If you look in your Gambit Prime collection and you have not unlocked any helmet for the role that you're handing the bounty in for, you will receive a tier 1. If you have a tier 3 synthesizer and you complete a bounty and you haven't unlocked any of the helmets, you will still receive a tier 1. You have to unlock the tier below the one you want before you can progress. If you want a tier 2 helmet, you need a tier 1. If you want a tier 3, you need a tier 1 and a tier 2 helmet. It is a linear progression. You can't jump straight to tier 2, you can't jump straight to tier 3. You have to unlock them in order. Now, most people think that you have to do this over the span of 3 weeks. This is incorrect. If you want a tier 3 set, the only thing stopping you is the 1 weekly reset. You can unlock tier 1 and tier 2 sets in week 1. However, to refresh the synthesizer upgrade, you have to wait until the Tuesday weekly reset to get a bounty refresh. This is the only reset required. Okay, so that's the basics. Feel free to rewind and soak it in. Now, follow this video and you can get a Notorious set for every single piece of gear if you really want to, in 1 week. I grinded out Reckoner in 1 week. I am insane, yes. I lost my sanity, yes. But don't let people tell you that the information in this video is wrong, because it isn't. Okay, so, the weekly bounty requires you to do 4 runs of Reckoning with the highest quality synthesizer possible. This means if you only have a green synthesizer, you have to do tier 1 4 times. If you have a blue synthesizer, you have to do tier 2 4 times. If you have a tier 3 synthesizer, you have to do tier 3s 4 times. You have to slot a mote in every time. It doesn't matter which synths you put in for this, any will count to every bounty. Reaper synths work for the Collector bounty, for example, and vice versa. The other half of the bounty requires you to do something related to the bounty role you've chosen. I picked up the Collector bounty, so I had to bank a certain amount of motes. I'm not sure of the number, but it's a lot. For example, if you bank 5 modes, you get 3%. This is hands down the longest bounty of the 4. The easiest is the Reaper. You just have to kill enemies in Gambit Prime. I did mine in 2 games. The collector one took about 6 or 7, so choose wisely. Once you complete the bounty, you get a guaranteed Gambit Prime helmet. I got the collector helmet. So now it is onto the Reaper set. I did tier 1s with Reaper synths until I got a tier 1 helmet. This is the proof people have requested. The tier 1 helmets have all been added to the Reckoning random loot pool for me. Without completing this bounty, the helmet would not be there. I then picked up the weekly Reaper bounty, did 4 tier 2s and 2 games of Gambit Prime, and because I had the tier 1 Reaper helmet unlocked, I got the tier 2 helmet. This means that coming on this weekly reset, if I do the Reaper bounty, I will get the tier 3 helmet. This means that I can get a full set of Notorious gear within 7 days. Now, I know, the system is convoluted, but this video acts as proof that people have asked for. And I hope it works as a beginner's guide, but if you have any questions, post them in the comments below and I will answer as best as possible. But for now, this is Lannon. Thanks.